Namaste and greetings. February. How did February? Wasn't wasn't it just Christmas? I mean, whoa. Anyhow, February. So one, happy, blessed, sacred African American History Month, Black History Month. Knowing and recognizing that that which is Black history is American history, and it's every day, all day, throughout the year. Now, from that space and that awareness, there are many folks who are uncomfortable and have been for some time. And it is precisely that thing called discomfort that we will be talking about for the next couple of weeks. This idea of divine discomfort. Say what? Divine discomfort. Don't say it again. Divine discomfort. How many of us like to be uncomfortable? Very few. There's a select portion of the population that enjoys the idea of, oh, this is so uncomfortable and I love it. Small portion of folks. The vast majority of other folks, we do whatever we can do to avoid the pain. Here's a story of how I avoid pain. I am trying to get away oh so quickly. I do not like to hurt, so I avoid it. However it shows up, we don't want to have uncomfortable conversations. We don't want to have uncomfortable medical exams. We don't want to have uncomfortable theological debates. We don't want to be uncomfortable. And yet change, discomfort, and what? Oh my. That is the essence of the hero's journey. Change. Let's pause for a moment and go back in history for a second, if that's okay with you. Let us go to the little place where Dorothy lived. Dorothy, change. She went from where she was, Kansas, to where she went, Oz, back to Kansas. But in this process of Kansas, tornado, Oz and Munchkins, oh my, Yellow Brick Road, there's a witch and a big glowing head with some fire and all of that. As change upon change, she changed from sepia into full-on technicolor change. And there's discomfort within this. The discomfort of being alone and exploring and what are you? You're a big bubble woman who you're big bubble that turned into what is going. This is the hero's journey. It doesn't matter what we're looking at. We could look at Neo in the Matrix. We could look at Peter Parker changing from Peter Parker to Spider-Man, and not just the physical change of, ow, I got bit by a radioactive spider. Ooh, goodness grief. More than just the physical changes, because there is also the emotional and psychological changes. Because let us remember the story of Peter Parker and how once he changed and had these superpowers, he didn't care about helping folks until such time as with great power comes great responsibility. And he realized, I can't just, so change occurs consistently. And sometimes within this change, there is discomfort. What are we doing with this? What are we doing about this? Now, we have this amazing spiritual technology, spiritual practices that gives us the ability to be present. So bring to your mind's eye something that there's a change. Let's use me. And then it's, if you so feel inspired, do the same kind of idea. So my mother made her transition Father's Day 2020. Change, grief, mourning, sadness, abandonment from family, change, great discomfort. What are my options? I can lie to myself and say, it's all God and it's all good. Hallelujah. It's all God and it's all good. Hallelujah. Change my thinking, change my life. Yeah, I could bypass it and medical malpractice it and, eye in the sky. Ooh. Or I can be present to what I feel, present to what has changed and is no more in this form. My mother has died. Now, our relationship was a very interesting relationship nonetheless, in spite of regardless. And therein lies the what? Right? And even with all of the contention within our relationship, we arrived at a point at such time that we were able to be in relationship without arguing, we were able to be in relationship, a loving, nurturing relationship. And that is gone. Change. There's discomfort, there's mourning, and I was power of attorney. So now I have to do X, Y, and Z, and my family, my brothers, my cousins, and all, they're not gonna, and discomfort with not only the grief and the sadness of that loss, but the grief and the sadness that also came with the loss of now my family have basically disowned me. And herein lies the invitation. Change, discomfort. What? Oh my. So what am I invited to do to become present to? How do I connect in spiritual community? Because that's relationship. How do I commune in relationship? Commune with myself. There is only one power and only one presence. There is only that which is life itself, which is God. Period. There is only one life, and that life is God. There is only one mind, and that mind is God. It's all there is. So rather than thinking of the Sistine Chapel with God reaching out to touch Adam as God separate, Adam separate, and space between separate, it is more like MC Escher, hands drawing hands. God is the paper, God is the pencil, God is the hand that is drawing the hand that is drawing the hand that is drawing the hand. It's all one. So where in there am I invited to be present to the awareness that God is all there is, even in the midst of the grief? God is all there is. Even in the midst of the changes, God is all there is. Even in the midst of, God is all there is. Now, how do I connect to that? Is that meditation? Maybe. Is it walking? Maybe. Is it drawing? Maybe. Is it taking a nap? Maybe. Is it crying? Maybe. It's all of that and whatever else. It's all of it and whatever else. Now, the key is, how do I make sure that I'm balancing it so it is the most life-affirming and healthy way of? And yet, even if I should happen to choose to eat a dozen donuts as comfort food in the middle of the grief, then do it. If that's what, then do it without guilt, without shame. Because it is the guilt and the shame that's going to bring me right back to, yeah, I know yesterday I ate a dozen donuts and I'm sad again today, and I feel guilty and shame for what I did yesterday. So I'm going to eat another dozen donuts. As a matter of fact, I might eat 2 dozen donuts and a gallon of ice cream today. And then that becomes day number 4, and 4 dozen donuts and 3 gallons of ice cream in a pie. and on, versus saying, this is right here, right now. This is what I'm craving. I'm craving a donut. I'm craving 2 donuts. I'm craving 6 donuts. I'm going to eat the donuts. And then on the other side is, or in the process of, what is it that I do not want to feel that this donut is giving me the opportunity to sidestep, not deny or bypass, but to sidestep? I'll address that later. I don't have the capacity right now to be fully in, so I have to do it in portions. See, within New Thought, we don't often give ourselves the permission to be present to the grief and the sadness and the trauma and the pain and the discomfort and the conflicts that occur within life. It's easier to spiritual bypass, metaphysical malpractice. That doesn't exist. It's all an illusion. Sparkles. It's easier to do that. And yet, it's not effective. Not in the long term. Short term, drink something, pop a pill. Okay. For the moment, you have numbed yourself. For the moment, the donut and the ice cream or whatever okay, for the moment. But once the sugar rush wears off and the sun rises tomorrow, the grief is back tomorrow. Feel the sadness and the sorrow. It's like, it's going to come back. So why not address it? Now, what does that mean? Does that mean get a prac session, conversation with the minister, therapy, massage, acupuncture, ayahuasca? I don't know, but I'm willing to be in the mystery of navigating the discomfort, while also realizing that the discomfort is not God ordained so that I may learn something. The universe has no need to punish, to give me, God only gives you what you can handle and no more. What? You mean God gave me this to handle? Well, yes. How else would it? No. That is an anthropomorphic, old New Thought paradigm that is not helpful or healthy to create a world that works for all, to create healthy and well relationship. It's not helpful. It's not effective. There is no universe that needs you or I to learn a lesson. Learning is our choice. Math doesn't need me to know how to do multiplication. Gravity doesn't need me to fall. Gravity's not sitting somewhere saying, I'm going to make Ray fall next time he get on that skateboard just so he can learn balance. Gravity has no need for me to learn. Gravity simply is. Aerodynamics, buoyancy, all of these laws of nature, they simply are. The laws of spirituality operate the same way. Our investment is our investment. Our learning is our choice to learn. There is no grand destiny design. God is always going to be what it is. There is no heaven for us to get to, so there is no destiny that we need to operate based upon in order to become worthy of that heaven. There's nothing that we could do to make ourselves less God, less divine, less sacred or holy. It's all that is, period. Being all there is, it's all there is, period. We have forever, all of eternity, to experience and explore, to evolve if that's our choice and what we desire. So in this idea, this realm of discomfort and pain and whatnot, let us also purge, let us also hospice the idea that we have to suffer. Let us also hospice the idea that we have to be in pain in order to learn. Pain is a natural byproduct of being alive. Ow, I got bit by a radioactive spider again. Pain is a natural byproduct of being alive. Grief, the pain of, is a natural byproduct of loving and caring about something or someone. It's a natural byproduct. It's not a tool that says when his mother dies, he will then learn, he will move through the grief and learn to, no. So let us get rid of that old paradigm, that old new thought idea. Let's let it go. And step into the space of what is mine to do? This is what I feel. What is mine to do? When I turn on the news, oh, and this is what I feel. What is mine to do? When I'm in conversation with these people in community or at work or in my family, and ooh, what is mine to do? And the what is mine to do is always going to be birthed from who and what am I being? Am I being someone who knows that I am the embodiment of, I am the living incarnation of, there is only one mind, that mind is God, that mind is my mind now. Be it. There is only one life, and that life is God, and that life is my life now. Be it. And in the being, the doing will occur. If I am being an artist, then what am I going to do? I'm going to do art. I'm going to create art. If I am being a dancer, then what am I going to do? I'm going to dance. If I am being whatever it is that I am being, a comic book nerd, then what am I going to do? I'm going to collect. I'm going to watch. What am I being? What are you being? And in the being, what is mine to do? What is yours to do? How to navigate the discomfort, how to navigate the one of the words that came up with for the global themes from CSL is uncomfortability. How do I navigate the uncomfortability? Well, it starts with how do I be that which is? How do I be the infinite I am that I am ever becoming? Are we willing to have conversations and discussions where I don't remember what it's called, but there's a practice with Buddhist monks where, as they're learning, they test themselves or test each other, where one monk will ask questions for the other monk to answer. And then they'll like back and forth. And it's like this very heated debate of, what is Buddhism? Buddhism is, well, what is Siddhartha and what is Om Shanti and they are honing their skills, much the way a martial artist would wax on, wax off, and block and parry, and you hone out, okay, and you hone your skills. Same thing. Do we engage in conversation, spiritual and metaphysical conversation, in the same way? What is new thought? A world that works for all. What does it look like to you? What is science of mind and spirit? What does it mean to live, move, and have your beingness as love? What is meditation? Don't tell me what it's not. Tell me what it is. See, when we move from this space as the masters, quote unquote, of our lives, then when we are now in a position to navigate, well, I've studied the charts. I've studied the constellations. I know the patterns of waves and tides rising. And I know this stuff without having to think about it. I know this stuff. So now when the storm comes and the fog sets in and I know what to do. I've practiced it. I didn't bypass, oh, if there's going to be, I'm not getting on the boat. Yeah, I'm not good. No, 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 no. You say constellations? No, 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 no. I have no need to study those. No. I'm never going outside in the dark times. So night, ooh, no, in the house where it's warm. If we're going to fully engage life, then it means fully engaging life. We want a world that works for all, meaning a world without war, then we have to be honest with what is the consciousness that even creates war. Let's have those uncomfortable conversations about what is the consciousness that creates war. Pause. Where in my life do I have a warring consciousness? Where am I at war with my own self? Every time I call myself fat or ugly or stupid, that's warfare. I am at war with the truth of my being. You know, I'm when it comes to money, that's warfare. When I criticize and condemn myself for whatever. Yeah, I've made mistakes. I've had toxic relationships before. There are a lot of things that in hindsight is like, oh, if I could only know then what I know now, I would never have done that or dated them or said that or gone there. It happened. Why carry the guilt and the shame now? So the practice is be fully present, be fully aware, be fully you, and have the conversations. What is the consciousness that? There's something going on that causes me to be afraid of, I wanted to have a conversation with Reverend Amani, but I'm scared that she's going to get mad at me. What is that based on? And granted, she might. So, in the grand scheme of things, so. Well, I want to ask Reverend Ray this because I saw it on his wall and I want to have a conversation with him about, but I don't want him to think I'm weird. He's weird. Trust yourself. Trusting yourself is trusting the divine that you are. And move. Move. Even in the midst of, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, and it's a paraphrase, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. What is the invitation for each of us in the moment to keep moving? How do I keep moving even in the discomfort? How do I keep moving even in the fear? How do I keep moving even in the mystery and the confusion and the chaos and how do I keep moving? And how do I create systems with family and friends and spiritual community and relationship so that I and we move together? There's an Alvin Ailey dance number where move members, move. Move the members of your own body and collectively each member move together as one collective. And in so doing, we navigate the pain and the discomfort. And in so doing, we build relationship. And in so doing, we create a world that works for all. Namaste, much love and appreciation, and I will see you soon.